Hi, everyone, and welcome to Math 130, excuse me, which is completely online. And how exciting to see students whom I had last semester in Business Communication, Business 203, taking this course as part, fulfilling their two course writing intensive requirement. How really exciting to see you back. Welcome back, and I enjoyed having you in Business Communication, so I definitely will enjoy having you in this class. So how really exciting that is. I guess I didn't torture you folks enough last semester and you're coming back for second. So I really appreciate having you with me and working with you again. Excuse me, I'm just kind of getting over a cold, so this is going to go on intermittently. All right, let's get started. I'm using this type of a video even though we are totally online. Some of you already know what I look like. If you look at the instructor information, okay, you will see my picture. All right, nothing much has changed. I'm still gray-haired. Since we'll be using a number of videos, I may use a video with who I am, but pretty much the text tells you who I am. And please make sure to look at my Digication, my e-portfolio, so that you can see a little bit more and get to know who I am. All right, let's get down to business, ladies and gentlemen. What is this course all about? All right, so we take a look at this is really not what we're going to do in class. We're still working on changing the description of this course. And why is this course in the math department? We're still working on that, since the math department has already developed a computer science program, so they want to see where computer literacy will fit in. So we're still working on that, but we also have to change the course description. There is no historical development of computers. You're not going to have hands-on experience with microcomputers, obviously, since you already use computers. We haven't used a microcomputer in a decade. So that's not really what we're going to be doing. So what are we going to do? We're totally online. Make sure you read this section. Make sure you understand what writing intensive means. Writing intensive means you will be doing a great deal of writing and revising. That is the point. So don't sit down there. This course is a lot of writing. Yeah, writing intensive. Yes. Didn't we expect that? I am right there with you. The revisions are to make sure that you improve your writing. You can't just submit everything that you submit for the first time is going to be a draft. All right, so once you realize that it's a draft, that doesn't mean that you roll out of bed and give me some nonsense 15 minutes before the assignment is due. Think about what you're writing. If you don't want to revise, then make sure that your writing is perfect. And we're going to go into that a little more later on in the semester. General ed principles, remember you're in a college. All right, so we are focusing on gen ed principles of academic literacy, global citizenship. We will be working in teams. This is the first time I'm using Teams in over a decade because the technology has changed so that it's much easier to work in Teams than it was a decade ago. Communication, obviously, that you're going to communicate with your team members, you're going to communicate with me, and you're definitely doing written communication. And we're not doing science and math, so don't panic even though we're in the math class. It says Math 130, but it's really computer literacy, quantitative reasoning. So if you know how to add, know how to subtract, you know how to interpret numbers, you're good to go. All right. If we take a look at our rubrics, what am I basing this course on in terms of its being writing intensive? Critical thinking, information literacy. You're going to have to learn how to use research styles, MLA research style in particular, oral communication, obviously when you're talking to me, via Skype if you're going to do that, or with each other, problem solving, and definitely written communication since this is a writing intensive section. All right, now, student learning outcomes, what are we going to learn how to do? All right, this is really the meat and potatoes. You're going to use appropriate software to meet specific needs. You're going to identify computer terms and concepts, and you're going to communicate via written and YouTube presentations. All right, so we got that. Wonderful, wonderful. Learning styles. This is fun. Look it up. What some of you may think that you're oral and you're really more visual. Some of you may think that you're more motor skills and you really like to be sedentary. Excuse me, sedentary means staying in one place. Some of you like background music. What is wonderful about an asynchronous section is that you could do whatever you want, whenever you want to, as long as excuse me, upload the assignments by the due date. So if you want to listen to all the music in the world, if you love total silence, if you want to be in the library, if you like to be with other people in an internet cafe like Starbucks, whatever your heart desires. Excuse me. If you're the learning style is reading, visual, here you have the videos as well as text. If you like oral, if you need to hear what I'm saying to you, this is why we're talking. Okay, so I'm trying to respond to as many of the learning styles as possible. And if you take the little overview of learning styles and you take the quiz, you might be surprised at what type of learning style you are. That's just for your own benefit, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not requiring it. Okay, in addition, what are we going to learn specifically in this class? Good that you should ask. We have the syllabus topics right now before I get into the syllabus. All right. So look at the chapters. We start with chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4, looking at what the computer is. All right. What software is needed? What is telecommunication and network? The internet security issues, database and information management, information systems. You'll notice that you have 2 presentations, a midterm presentation and a final presentation. Really, they're not presentations, they're projects because you're not presenting in a class. You have a midterm and you have a final. Everything is online. You're not coming in to take a midterm. You're not coming in to take the final. You have 2 major writing assignments. These are formal writing assignments. I have scaffold assignments to help you with this project, with your writing, so that you should be comfortable and familiar with your writing. Many of you are coming in with English 110 or English 101 or English 111. Very few of you are any in the earlier stages of writing development. So you're writing, I'm expecting that you're going to get an A in this class. We're going to talk about the grading standards. So that means you're going to revise and revise and revise until it is the way it's supposed to be, the document is supposed to be. All right, so you can see what the topics are. We are going to talk about computers. We are not programming or really coding, excuse me, because you program when you use your VCR. Listen to me. When you use your DVR, when you use your microwave, when you program your cell phone to act as your alarm clock, whatever it is, that's programming. Coding is something different. So after I play around and see how you folks react to working in teams, then next semester I will do a little bit of coding. Not much, something very simple that some students might enjoy. All of you will enjoy next semester, those of you who are excuse me, moving on to not taking this course. I'm not expecting anybody to repeat this class, but just tell your friends and colleagues that if they want to take a writing intensive online course and with just a teensy weensy taste of programming, that's what I'm going to be doing next semester in addition to working with teams. Okay, good. So we got that. Excuse me. So please go through the syllabus. Right? And I put the syllabus in a excuse me, PDF format so that it can open easily on your mobile devices. All right, so you have the course description, expectations in an asynchronous writing intensive. I go into more detail. Gen Ed skills, excuse me, student learning outcomes, everything that I have put down on the what are follow-up assignments. You're expected to complete all of the assignments. The textbook, I'll go over the textbook in a minute with you. Exams. If you missed the final, the midterm or the final, and you tell me you forgot, don't even come near me with that nonsense, because you'll see in a minute the dates for the midterm and the final. Unless you won the lottery or you have to go away to your country on an emergency, that's and if you win the lottery, you're taking us all out to dinner. So you're still not missing the midterm or the final. All right, this is pretty much what I showed you in topics. Grading standards. All right. I want you to be aware of the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that these formal writing assignments are worth 40% of your grade. This is not fluff. This is important. 20% of your grade is assignments, and that includes e-portfolio, homework assignments, in class, not in class, but team assignments, your projects, your team presentation, and your team final presentation are worth 10%. Okay, you can see that here. Worth 10%. Midterm and the final exam are worth 10%. So the bulk of your work, all right, is 80% of your work is formal writing assignment, the team presentation, the team final presentation, and assignments. So that's how serious this is. I want you to know this. There's no extra credit for this class. Now, you will ask me for it. Some of you will ask me for it. I'm putting it, I'll share with you the same thing. In fact, I'll even quote from the syllabus. There is no extra credit. You have 15 weeks of work. This is a lot of work, a lot of revision. Don't even think about it, because I've spent a great deal of time creating these assignments with a writing fellow, with a quantitative reasoning fellow. So I've worked with other people on these assignments. I didn't roll out of bed and just give them to you. So there's no way I'm going to try to give you something that's extra when you have a great deal of work. And a lot of it is fun work. If you look at it as your writing as fun, improving what you already learned back in the third and fourth grade. So you folks have been writing since you were 8, 9 years of age. So don't sit down there and say, I don't know how to write. Of course you know how to write. And you know how to write professionally, particularly if you got A's and B's in English 101 and English 110 and English 111. I expect to see the same A's. All right. Grades are based only on the chart. There is no point system. I know Blackboard uses a point system, but I use percentages. All right. This is a college level class, so there is no R grade. All right. You'll notice when the final exam is, it's online. You have this in advance, so it's telling me that you forgot. I also have reminders that I will send out reminders, so I'm not hearing I forgot. All right. Attendance policy, since this is an online class, attendance is taken when you submit your assignments. It's as simple as that. You don't submit an assignment, then it's a 0, and you're not getting credit for attendance. Okay? And all of the other sexual harassment and academic integrity, students with disabilities. Make sure you also look at the CUNY policies and the CUNY Hostos policies. Very, very important. Obviously, I have to adhere to those, and you do too as a student. Blackboard support, campus resources, they're all Blackboard support in case you have trouble understanding Blackboard. You're going to have an introductory assignment. All right, so as long as you understand what is involved here with the syllabus, okay, and let's go back to course information. All right, went the grading standards, submitting an assignment, go through the PC readiness. Some of students will register for the course and not have access to the internet. Very, very difficult to do that. So please make sure that you have, excuse me, you have internet access, 24-hour access to a computer. I'm so sorry to be coughing and clearing my throat while I'm doing this. But if you have limited access to a computer, then we have the computer labs in C595. That's general access. You are CUNY students, so if you're closer to Bronx community, show them your ID and you have access to their computer facilities as well. So there's no reason for you not to have access. In addition, I want to make sure that you clearly understand, very important, that yes, you could read your email. You could read all of the assignments on Blackboard on your mobile device, your tablet, or your cell phone. However, cell phones and tablets may not have all of the features that you need for Blackboard, especially when you're uploading your written assignments and you give me some kind of when I look at it, it's not compatible. I can't download anything or upload anything. So make sure that you have access to a computer, that you can access Word and the internet clearly and easily, and you can upload your material and not just type on something that looks like a text document that I can't make any corrections on. All right, so please make sure of that. Okay, I use Hostos email. Make sure you respond to me with Hostos email and not your personal email. That's very, very important. Okay, so this is our course information. Now let's get into the textbook. All right, this is your textbook. You already know that you purchase your textbook online. Any way that you do it, this is an asynchronous class, and I don't see you face to face. Obviously, whatever you use, make sure it's the correct edition. All right, notice that we have our teams. I already put you in teams. All right, so this is what I see, but you will see team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, team 5. All right, whichever team that you see, that's your team. Click in and see your teammates. All right, now for the very first thing that we're going to do is look at assignments. All right, notice all of the dates. I give you important college information as well. Your first written assignment, writing assignment number 1 is due March 1st. Now you're going to say, well, what do I have to do? Well, obviously, you're going to have to attend. Attend by attend means go through all of the weeks, because I'm scaffolding, meaning that I'm leading up to the individual writing assignment. Your first team midterm project is due March 18th. Your midterm is due March 29th, and you have 24 hours. I'll talk more about that later on in the semester. The last day to withdraw from a course, and not this class, but some other class, but because I know you're not going to withdraw from this. Excuse me. And the second individual writing assignment is due on April 8th. There are no classes for spring break, but that doesn't mean anything for us because this is an online class, and so you'll have an assignment that's due. Your final team project is May 6th, and your final exam is May 17th and May 18th. All right, so you have 24 hours. Okay? Now, before I go, I just remembered something in terms of the course information. All right, which is very, very important before I continue with the in the grading standards. I forgot to go over this with you. All right, grading standards. I already said it. There's no extra credit. There's no incomplete. Grades are based on the chart also only. All right, what I want you to see, ladies and gentlemen, I expect everyone to get an A in this class. F is for Figueroa. I don't even want to see it. D is the 4th letter of my first name, Sandy. B's and C's, they're there. I expect everyone to get an A in this class. So it's really very important that you understand that. Okay, in addition, if all assignments are due on the day and the time that I post in Blackboard, if you give it to me a minute after, it's a 0 because I expect it on the day and the time. Usually Monday at 11 p.m., Monday night at 11 p.m. All right? And you have an assignment every week, unless it's a reading assignment. And exams, you have a midterm and a final. You know the dates for the midterm and the finals. They're multiple choice. If you miss an exam, there's no makeup schedule. Okay? Unless you won the lottery and you're taking us all out to eat, or if there's an emergency in your country and you have to show me proof. Okay? So I just wanted to make sure we got that. Now let's go back to assignments. So our introductory assignment is due February 4th at 11 p.m. First thing you have to do is buy the textbook as soon as possible. All right? The second is the Are You Ready? Click into the Are You Ready? All right, video, and there'll be an explanation as to what you have to do. You have to submit the certificate, not the fact that you enrolled in the workshop. I'm not interested in your enrolling. I'm interested in your completing. I need to see the certificate. You may have to take a picture on your cell phone and upload it. Fine. But you know what a certificate is. If you don't see a certificate, don't submit anything, because you have to take all 6 of the tutorials and you have to pass with a certain grade. So telling me that you took the tutorials but not, and showing me the tutorials is not the certificate. The certificate proves that you took the tutorials and passed them and you know how to use Blackboard. Now, those of you who took me last semester, just show me and did everything and had no problems. Just show me the certificate from last semester. Anybody who took the course last semester and did the Are You Ready last semester, it has to be the certificate from last semester, not 40 years ago, not a year ago, not 2 semesters ago, last semester or this semester. All right, so please make sure of that. Okay, and that is due February 4th. In case you don't know, you'll learn how to do this submitting an assignment, but this is always a refresher. Excuse me. Going into the discussion board, all right, you have 2 forums. First of all, the first forum is question and answer. Any questions that you have about this class, you could always ask them here. And some of you work at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Some of you work in the afternoon. Somebody is always available to answer your questions. If you feel more comfortable asking questions in your team, each of the teams, as you saw, has a group wiki, obviously, a group file exchange, and a group discussion board. So you can post your questions there. Okay? And your first first video is to introduce yourself. Who are you? All right, now please dress halfway decently. I'm not expecting you to wear a suit, but I'm not expecting you to be in a t-shirt. So men, if you can wear a shirt, if you want to wear a tie, fine. You don't have to. I want to see a shirt. Women, if you can wear a blouse or a formal sweater with maybe a little turtleneck. I don't want to see t-shirts. I don't want to see sweatshirts. I don't want to see pajamas. I had a student with her hair all over the place. And because this video is going to go into your e-portfolio for everyone to see. Don't take pictures of yourself in the bathroom. Make sure that the background is as plain as can be. You might want to use one of the empty classrooms. You could use your cell phone. You could use a digital camera. You could get somebody to take the picture of you, whatever it is, and upload it to Blackboard using this link. Okay, so this way everybody can see who you are. You also have, excuse me, another discussion board writing or working with numbers. Let me have your opinion. Share your opinion with the classmates. Again, that is due by 11 p.m. Monday, February 4th. All right, so you can see, ladies and gentlemen, that your first assignments are very simple. I'm not asking you to read a textbook. I'm not asking you to do research. I'm just asking you to purchase the textbook, complete the Are You Ready, and introduce yourself, and give me your opinions on writing or working with numbers. You also have to create an avatar. Now, what's an avatar? You're saying to yourself, here you are, right here. This is my little avatar. So each time that you upload or I go into anything that you've done, I know who you are by looking at the picture. All right. This also is due February 4th. All right. So you see that these assignments are not difficult. At least I don't think they are. Especially introducing yourself, especially responding to the way you feel and responding to somebody else, and also introducing yourself to your team members if you wish to do that. That's not a requirement. So, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward to working with each of you. And if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the Q&A discussion board. If it's something personal, that's the other thing. Do not put personal information or questions on the discussion board, the Q&A discussion board. If you need to get in touch with me, you can text me if it's personal. If you have to do this right away, make sure you text me. All right? Make sure also that you use my cell phone only for an emergency, not for something that you need right away, because it's not going to happen since I'm in the classroom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to working with each of you. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.